except for
Carrie, can you get it? This is what you guys, I want you to understand, right? You want to let people know that. Okay? So, correction. Alright? So, correction is the hitter. Okay? And I'm here for the ball goal. Crush of it. Okay? So once again, forget about how correction is throwing the ball. Look where I am. Look at the distance between my hands and the ball. And then look at what she's able to do. So don't go over me, go around. Choose to go around. Okay, so that's good. Carrie, we may need about 50 balls. Okay. Alright, so now same thing, same principle applies. Okay? Once again, now I want to do the same thing. Now go ahead. Alright. Okay. So I blocked the ball, but that's fine. You still get it around me. Alright, go. You can still get around me. No, go. You can go around. Okay? See? As we got closer, it was harder for her to go around. Okay? Now, as we get even closer, go. Right? I mean, it's tough. Right? It's like she has to work over me, and what I'm basically demonstrating to you is cutting off angles. Right? The more we penetrate, the closer we get our hands to the point of contact, the more difficult it is for the hitter to get the ball around us because we've shut all the angles down. Right? This is real easy. This is less easy. This is near impossible. And that's what we always strive to do. And now what I want you guys to see a little bit, right? Let's do this over here. You guys go over here. I want you to see where correction is. Go on your knees. Like what? Alright, so I want you to see where correction is. Look at where am I in relation to her hitting shoulder? Right? Do I choose to penetrate something like this? Can correction still get around me? Yeah? What about now? Do I cut more angles off? What about now? Where is her hitting shoulder in relation to where I am? Right? So if she was to go ahead and release, right, she basically would be throwing that ball in my nose, in my face. You understand that? This is what we try to get to right now, very generally, in terms of marking on our block. We want that hitter's release to hit us square in the nose. We get that? Yeah? That's our goal. And how do we do that? How do we know where to go? How do we know where that hitting shoulder is? And where that's going to end up? Say it, girls. It's easy. How do we know? You see it. Yes, absolutely. You have to see it. Right? So, if I get stuck and I'm watching the ball, do I have any idea where I need to go with the blocker? Huh? No, we don't. We have no idea. So what do we have to do as soon as we see that set go? What do we have to do? We have to see that hitter. Right? We have to see that hitter and not just, hey, listen, kind of. Right? Because if it's kind of, I'm kind of by Gretchen here. Right? But I'm giving her that entire pathway to go ahead and work. Even if I penetrate. Oh, look at this penetration. Right? That's great. But look at that. It's not kind of, it's very precisely having to get in front of this. Now, Gretchen's going to do it too. Right? Gretchen's now going to be me. Not going to be the hitter. And if so I want you to penetrate, right, and get in front of my hitting shoulder. do when we get into more drill-like situations, more gameplay situations, one, getting our eyes on the hitter that much quicker, right? And also understanding where we need to go. Okay? As a defender, this is very important too, because sometimes if my blocker, okay, doesn't get there, and it's going to happen, and I have this, Ellen, do you know where this ball is going to go? Right, it's going to go there. Do you understand that? And as a defender, well, we have to be able to understand, well, that block is well formed. We need to understand that ball is going to be going off the block. Because I can't move anywhere that's reasonable if that block is well formed. Let's assume that there is no way that this ball is getting to me. What do I have to think of? Yeah, I potentially have to think about a short. That's very smart because that's one way that the ball can go down. I also have to think about how that ball is going off hands. Okay? These are all things I want you to understand. But getting back to the point, we need to be able to move this. So when we're blocking, right, we're basically going to use two different steps, right? We're going to use push steps where we're going here, okay? And we're also, when we go out, we're gonna probably swing, right? And so when we swing block, all we're doing is basically turning and coming back into the court. Okay? So it's kind of a run, turn back into the court. You understand that? When I come this way, I'm coming back into the court. Left to right. I'm coming this way. I'm coming back to the left. You understand? So if we're going right, we're going back into the court. Right to right. If we're going to the left, we're going left to right. Right? We always think about finishing our blocks. We think about finishing our blocks back to six. You understand that? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Now, when we block, when we're not swing blocking, okay, we always do our hands. Always. I can't effectively penetrate and close angles off when I'm like this. Nor can I see my hands if I'm doing this. And I would argue that you're the best blocker here, but at the same time, I can't tell you how many times I've seen you do this. Point being, we all need to work on blocking technique. So, when we work on our blocking technique, right, we're going to work on a couple of those. We want to go back and forth, so we get used to push stepping this way, and we get used to push stepping this way. But once again, we're working laterally, not like this. Okay? We're trying to work very consistently along the line. It's very important that you guys understand that too as blockers. We get that? How good a blocker do you think you're going to be? Whoops. Why don't you get that first? Let me take it now. Even though they look good. Right? How good do you think you can be if you're doing this? Right? How good a blocker can you be if you're this close to the net when we talk about penetration? You can't be. Right? How good can you move if you don't stay in a well-balanced, strong position? I don't care how you're moving right now. The more that you're upright like this, you're in trouble. And once again, would you ever run a race like this? No? Right? Can I run a race with my hands here? Notice what happens. When I'm facing the net, which is usually what we'll do on a first or second tempo block, okay? Or if we're a pin hitter, right? I'm here and I'm loaded. We're in that medium-high stance now that we talked about, okay? This way we can move and we can be dynamic. When we have to be quick about it, blocking a slide, right? We don't have time to go out and swing. But if we're going to travel a long distance and we really want to turn and run, that's when we're swinging. And that's when our hands are coming down. We can keep them back, okay, that's fine. But we really want to use our arms to go ahead and help us get away with this block. Okay? We understand that? Alright, so why don't we work on the swing right now? Right? Yeah, buddy. Swing block. See? You're learning the definitions of it all. Alright? So why don't we get across the net? So for Lisa, Lizzie, you two, you guys are going to work on drop steps. Okay? Drop steps and then push this out. Okay? What we want to think about when we're just really nice and simply swing blocking is we really want to think about this. How do we go ahead and get our hips turned? How do we go ahead, what do we do with our hands? Okay? So if I'm here, what's going on with my hips? How am I coming back into the court? Now look at my footwork. If I'm going to the left, right? I'm going 1, so it's 1, 2, 3. Right? I'm going to the right. It's a push. My right's first. Okay? So you understand that? When we're going to the outside, you're never going outside foot first. You're always going inside, outside. You understand? Okay? Inside, outside. Now I want you to understand, look at my hips. What's going on with my hips? Okay? My hips are going from this way back in. So I realize here that I'm going to go swing. Okay? Push step. You understand? Yeah? Alright, so let's find space. Okay? All we're going to go is 3 step left, 3 step right. Okay? So let's do 2 lines over here. 2 lines over here. So you guys have 4, you guys have 5. Okay? So if you're on this side, okay? Come in, start from the all we're going to go is 3 steps. And what I want you to do is make sure when we come back into the court, right to left, you go left to right. You're going to go left to right, you're going to go right to left with your hands. But we have to make sure that when we're doing it, we're thinking about right now, how do we get our hips turned? Hips turn. Always facing inside the court because remember we have to see the hip. Okay? Hips turn. Coming back in. Back. Alright, so the one thing that I want us to do is understand when we come back in, we're coming back into the court. Okay? So really what I would like us to be able to do at this point. Julia, question. See if you can get that up a little bit. See, yeah, on the top of the leg. Okay, that's good. A little bit more. Okay, so what we're going to that's fine. Whatever, that's fine. Right, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to work our hands through this gap created by this line. Coming back into the court. Back? So let's do that same thing. So that's, you're fine. You're fine.
Now all of a sudden, see, first we have part of the good. First we have it here.
Just a little.
That's great. But that means you can stay, start off. What?
That's it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. But here's the point. When we come in, I want us to get back into the other side of the court. So once again, look at where I am. So imagine I'm doing this on a line. I want us to think about how we're moving, right, along this line. I'm not sitting here doing this. Okay? I'm thinking about it in the sense that, hey, listen, let me get used to working out. Okay? So if we have a giant line going across the court, it's something that we'd be focusing on. Okay? Come back in the court. I want to see these girls penetrate as much as you can. Okay? Drop your hip. Turn your hips, drop your hands, come back in the court. Right? Alright, stop. Hard job. You understand what I'm saying? And go under that, and go as far as you can. Come back, come back, come back. Jump, put your hands in under that top rope as far as you can into the other side. More. Now it's not your hands, I want your arms to go in there. Alright, a little bit more. So maybe so you don't have to worry about touching it. So I want you to penetrate it. Alright, so what we're trying to think about is how do we get into the other side of the court. Alright? Alright, keep going. sideways, right? We're kind of getting into a better kind of forward lean. Look at my hands. What am I doing with my hands? All right, they're coming down. Everything's coming down because I would never go ahead and say, hey guys, let's run like this, right? You know, I want us to be strong and athletic.
And it's critical, as John said, is you keep your elbows in. So we're not going to turn and go long hands down here because then it needs you to bring all that up. You're going to turn here and then go up.
If you guys have been doing this for 10 years or 20 years, I mean, I'm comfortable doing that. You guys are not yet, so we state that, okay? Good. All right, so
Now let's take it.
remember, it's 3 steps. Work on making it 3 steps, not 40 sometimes, not 20 steps. Okay? So it's going to be push. That's kind of our one. Push. Okay? Let's make sure that we're doing that. So we're pushing and stepping. Okay? Okay, that's fine. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay, how many of you feel like you're leaving the net? Gotta keep your spacing, okay? Gotta keep your spacing. So if we did have that hate on those rides, let's make sure that we're thinking about staying totally